Evening, everyone. It's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from the Red Corner Chat in South Africa. This evening, I have the gorgeous Laverne Turner-Manuel, who is a South African living in Dubai. Hi, Laverne. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good, Shamila. How are you?
I'm extremely ecstatic to have you on the show. I mean, the last time we tried, we couldn't get that going. And,
Yeah.
your busy life. I miss you when I'm in Dubai. I miss you when I'm in South Africa or when you're in South Africa. So
Yeah.
hopefully one day we'll get to meet and chat over coffee.
Oh, no, I'm looking forward to that for sure. I feel like I know you already because I think we've been in communication for so long. It's as if like we've met. So I definitely look forward to that. That's a must.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. So let's make it happen. We have to make these things happen. But for now,
Absolutely.
let's just make use of technology.
Let's go.
So Laverne, before we get into being this curve model and all the interesting things that you're doing, I mean, you're doing so much and I just don't want to do an introduction because I might leave something out, something very important.
Yeah.
Please tell us a little bit more about you. Let our audience know exactly who you are.
So I'm Laverne Turner-Manuel. I am a clothing designer for the fuller figured lady, curvy ladies. So my brand is called LTM Curve. I'm also myself a curve model. So I tie in very closely with what I do. And it's such a passion for me. Something I also do and a business that I run is called the Champagne Life. And what that is a women's empowerment events brand. So we host annually, since COVID, we host women empowerment teas or events or just afternoons together where we uplift and encourage each other with our stories or struggles or sometimes just to put a smile on someone's face, a get together or a networking. So that's what I do. I'm sure there's so many other things that I'm leaving out now, but that's just a gist of who I am.
Laverne, some time back, I actually listened to you on one of the radio stations in the Cape, and you got me in tears with the trauma that you experienced in your life. So you can tell us, or maybe if you don't want to talk about it, that's also okay. Would you like to talk about it and share?
Yes, of course. I'll touch on it a bit for sure, because maybe it could help someone that could relate. So I was a teen mum. So I had a baby boy when I was a teenager, and he grew up not only as my son, but also as my friend. And last year was probably, or if not the worst year for me, because my son had passed away. Actually, while he was in Cape Town, waiting for his visa to return back home, because he had grown up in the UAE in Dubai. So I'm on a journey of just rebuilding that side of my life, because as you know, you can relate, my life would never be the same. And it's me trying to use my story also to empower women or people that have faced adversity. That is not the end, there are going to be moments that you're going to feel the sun will never shine again. But I'm here to share my story that it does, life's a journey, and there are moments that are going to kick you to your knees. But the most important thing is that you don't stay there. So without going into too much detail, that was a life-changing moment for me. And we all have life-changing moments, and they would vary from person to person. But we should be an encouragement to one another that there's so much more beyond our struggle,
I absolutely believe that, and I'm so sorry to hear that. How old was he?
He was 18 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So a baby.
Yes, I'm absolutely sorry. My best friend, they also lost their son at a tender age of 16. And that was 3 years ago. So, I can only imagine the pain that you feel, because we know how close mothers are to their sons.
Absolutely.
It makes it even worse when it's the only child. But, big hugs to you. And I'm sure God will give you that energy to persevere. I know you're keeping very busy and you're doing lots of stuff. So congratulations on all of what you're doing as well, because you are making
Thank
quite
you.
an impact, especially as the curve model. And I love your stuff.
Yeah.
I love that you're so real. Do you want to tell us
Thank you.
about your new brand that you launched?
So in the beginning of the year, I had launched my clothing line. Because as a curvy woman, I found that when I was going to shop for myself, all the clothing available to us were either very frilly or frumpy or florally, or, and I just wanted to feel sexy, and I wanted to feel like a woman. I didn't want to feel like an old woman whose life has passed her by. And I then decided, you know what, I'm sure there's so many women out there like me, that think like me, that want to feel like me. I don't want to look at another woman that is more slender than me and think, she looks amazing, look at what I'm wearing. So that was how I had started my clothing label. And I will say, Shams, it's been so phenomenally received, because there are so many women that think like me. And being able to make them feel sexy and feel good about themselves, despite that they might have a larger frame, is something that also just, encourages me to keep going and keep doing this, because it changes lives at the end of the day.
So is it available now? Can one purchase?
So the last collection is completely sold out through COVID, actually. I never thought that lockdown was going to be that busy. And being in Dubai and trying to manage, I was trying not to micromanage too much, but I was trying to manage remotely from Dubai. We were so sold out, we had to literally start stitching up another division of the collection again. So I think we had like 3 batches going, and eventually it was like, okay, we need to know when to draw the line. So now we are completely sold out, and I'm busy with the new range at the moment. I don't want to give too much away about what it is, but it is going to be different to what I've done. So I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure so many other women are going to be very excited about it as well. But it is different. I'm going to leave it there and just and say that it's something new.
Well, from what I noticed, everything you touch turns to gold.
I receive it. I don't always feel it, I'll be honest. I don't always feel that everything, because there's so many no's behind the scene. I think people don't realize what you see sometimes through social media is the glory story, but behind the scenes, there are so many doors that are being closed constantly. But I think you become immune to it, eventually. And for me, that is something that doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm so used to people saying no, that when they do say yes, it's like, oh, wow, did they just say that? So, yeah, no, it's a good time to be alive, and I'm enjoying it now. And it helps me emotionally and mentally as well. I think it's also therapeutic for me to be able to do what I love. Because I'm in the healing phase, and I'll forever be in the healing phase after losing my son. I'm realistic to that, this just helps me to deal with things so much better, because it's a passion, it's a love. So
yes, I think it's so natural for all of us. You focus on your positives and the positivity around your successes, and that's where we go out onto social media, and we're so proud of what we've done, what we've achieved, that we actually pinpoint the successes and not the failures. And you can't go on social media and say, I didn't get this contract, or I didn't get this job, or I didn't do this or doing that. You focus on the positives moving ahead, and that's how you grow. So before we go, move on, why Dubai? Why did you move to Dubai?
Oh, wow, what an interesting story. So we moved to Dubai because my husband had a job opportunity over there. So it was something that he was he really wanted to do it. And I didn't know anything about Dubai when he got the job offer in Dubai. I knew nothing about the country. It was never a country that was on my bucket list, anything like that. And it was literally pack up the babies and let's move. So we are there for about 14 years. But I think also being a mom and being a wife and being a career woman in Dubai, I started realizing that I also want to start fulfilling and living my dream. And that's where we as a family had to make the decision as to you know, how everybody would feel if I would be in and out of Dubai doing what I love, but then coming home again, and, you know, if we could make that work. And I'm so blessed because my family have been so supportive, Shamila, with regards to me also living my dream. We try to encourage each other within that, you know, because it's not easy, you know, being away from your kids or your husband, you know, from time to time, every second month or every third month. It's hard, you know, for all of us. But because, and thank God for modern technology, but thank God we make it work, and we are so encouraging of it. And when there is a moment where one of us is not on board with what the other is doing, there's transparency. So we always talk about it, or I'm not happy with you being there right now, I need you here. So there's a very good communication, and I think that's what makes it able for me to be able to run my businesses here and still have that life over there. But it's not easy by no stretch of the imagination.
I can imagine, and especially now with COVID as well. So, you know, I can see that you've been very busy during COVID, which is great. You know, I always believe just latch on and grab the opportunities that come your way, but you have to work 10 times harder as well. And people don't realize that, especially being an entrepreneur, how hard we actually work. But Laverne, you know, you've latched onto some really big brands and names, and, you know, living your dream, living your purpose, and doing what you love the most. Do you want to take us through that?
I've worked with many small brands, actually, Shamila, as I was growing, but the biggest has been Milady's now to date. I've also worked with the Designers Warehouse Emporium, which more in Cape Town. I think I know they're in Joburg as well, but more in Cape Town, they're very big. So yeah, I've worked with really good brands, but I think it's also the belief in me. I think it's the realness, it's the me being myself, because I actually don't have to morph into anybody else to do what I do. And I love that, you know. I share myself, warts and all, and if you like it, that's amazing. If you don't, we all are entitled to, you know, our own preferences, so to speak. So I just love that I'm able to be who I am, and it's well received. You know, initially it was very daunting, I'm not going to lie, because putting yourself out on social media sometimes is scary, because you don't know, are they going to judge me? Are they going to, you know, what are people going to say if I do this? And eventually I thought, you know, I don't care what people are going to say, because I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. This is my page. This is how I express myself. And if there's anybody that wants to join me and share in my journey, that's amazing, you know. And everybody's entitled to like who they want, what they want. And because I'm open to all of that, I think I don't take anything too seriously when it comes to social media. So I use it for my business and obviously here and there for myself. But yeah, I never take it too seriously at all.
Well, you're doing such a great job, and, you know, I love following you. I love following your, you know, just looking at your images and what is Laverne going to put out next, you know. So looking forward to that. And I think, you know, you inspire so many people, and a lot of people feel the same about what you do. So yes, I do believe that we shouldn't worry about other people. We should do what we actually feel is best for ourselves and our brands.
Absolutely.
And I have the same motto, you know, if you don't like what I'm doing, if you don't like what I'm putting out there, then unfollow me or unfriend me. You don't need to be on my playlist. You know, you're always going to get the haters. You're always going to get people talking behind your back, and you're going to get the backstabbers and the jealousy. But, you know, live your dream. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
You're also a U Magazine influencer. And, you know, funny enough, today I went to the Momentum event, the Science Festival. And I met one of the U Magazine, one of the editors. And she came up to me and she says, you know, you're doing such amazing work. We need to actually do an article on you at some point. And I said,
oh, that's amazing.
You know, yes, I would love that, you know. So, yeah, she's going to be in touch with me soon. But tell me about that. How difficult, or what are the challenges just being an influencer? I know, you know, I get all these brands as well. There's a company now that's going to send me hair extensions, and, you know, I want to say no, but I also want to say yes, because I want to give them publicity because they approached me, you know. So yes, I'm going to be flaunting this new hair soon.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that.
Well, I just chopped it all off, and now I'm going to get the.
I love the chop, though. I love the chop. I actually think it's so fresh. I'm so glad you did it. So glad you did it.
But you know what happened, right?
Yes, I was watching the video.
I did it myself, yes.
Yes, I saw you do this, and I was like, what is she doing? But honestly, I think you did a phenomenal job. You really did.
Thank you so much. So Laverne, being an influencer, because I think I'm growing into one, you know, I'm getting all these brands now approaching me.
Oh, yeah.
What are the challenges that you face? How do you help people out there? I know there's a lot of youngsters, teenagers want to get into being an influencer, grow their personal branding. What is your take on it?
Well, I generally think, and I always advise people, if this is the way that you want to go forward, you definitely need to start putting your hand up. You can't be afraid to reach out to people. You know, if there is a specific kind of influencer that you are, you know, that really like floats your boat, so to speak, you should actually DM them, send them a message, let them know that you love what they do, ask them for advice. More often than not, they love receiving messages like that because it makes them feel good and makes them realize that they're actually impacting someone. So always, always put your hand out, always send a message, ask a question. You can't, what's the worst thing that can happen to you, you know? So networking is very important as well. It's actually one of the largest contributors to being an influencer is networking. So, which also is, I suppose, in a way, putting your hand up and reaching out to people. But networking, when you go out, chat to people, get to know people, and they'll get to know you, and that's how you grow yourself. Because what people don't seem to understand is we all are influencers. You know, you don't have to have the title. We're all influencers in our own way. You are a brand, no matter who you are. You might think, you know, I'm nobody in the scheme of things, but you're a brand. People will know you by the traits, your traits, or the things that you say and the things that you do. So you're already an influencer. It's just about taking it to the next level. So reach out to an influencer that you inspired by and ask them, how did you do it? You know, what are the steps that you'd advise me to take? So those are important, key important things for you to do if you are in this world or interested in going in this world.
And I know it's such a competitive arena right now, because if you look at the young ladies these days that want to become influencers, you see them just, you know, doing similar things and copying each other and, you know, whatever. But like you said, you know, if you have a passion for it, then go out and do it, because there's room for everybody. Everyone can have that piece of that pie.
Absolutely. And also, I did notice, actually, getting back to what you just said, that they all tend to be doing a similar thing. Or there are certain people that feel they maybe need to undress, you know, to get the attention or the likes or those sort of things. And you really don't have to do that. But to be able to grow, you need to actually look at these people and say, what makes me different to them? And that is what you use for your growth, because you don't want to be one of the thousands of sheep all doing the same thing, because none of them are special or being recognized. But if you actually identify what makes you different, that is actually what's going to make you grow. It's your difference that actually makes you stand out. So for me, that is always something I try to tap into. When I see everybody going the same way or everybody wearing red, I'll wear green. Because for me, I don't want to be like you. And that's no insult to you. It's just, I want to be me and I want to be recognized for being me. So I think that mentality would shift so much if more people thought like that. I think we're slowly heading to that way, but there's so much work to be done where that's concerned. But, you know, I think slowly we'll get there.
Absolutely. And, you know, I like where you mentioned your personal branding, because, you know, I always say this, and even when I speak on global platforms, you know, I always talk about personal branding. It starts with you. You know, eventually as you grow yourself through the growth and development stages, then you want to start a company, then it's your company. You know, first it's your personal branding, then it's your company, and then it's your product or service that you offer. And if people don't resonate with who you are, they're not going to, you know, actually latch onto your brand. So
Yeah.
it's important to have that personal branding. And then going back to what you said as well, always try to be a leader, not a follower.
100%. I believe it. I believe it. For myself also, I try to think, you know, when I look at someone, I'm like, oh, I love that they're doing that, but what do I do different that is special too? So, and then I'll tap into that. So I think when people realize that it's our differences, that's the key, is your difference, because that's what's going to get you to stand out. That's where you start seeing, wow, you know, people actually like that. They're tapping into that. They like that I am not like everybody else, you know. So that is such an important message to send out, especially to the youth today as well. I feel the youth needs to hear that, you know, because they are being influenced by what they're seeing without realizing inside of them is something so special.
So true. Laverne, you have the most beautiful skin, and I know you came out with your own skincare line. Do you want to take me through that?
Yes, so this year I thought I was going to be adventurous. I not only started the Curve line, I then decided to dabble in skincare. I will be honest, I have a friend that is in skincare, so she helped me through the process completely. She does CBD products, but then obviously because I was not, or I don't know too much about CBD products myself, I just knew I wanted it to be natural. So we met up for coffee, and that's how it started. And I asked her, you know, I want to use or I want to create products that everybody can use. And if it's natural, you know, it's open to everyone, from teenagers to, you know, the older lady and all of that. And then she started formulating mixtures for me, and we'd meet up again and we'd test it and we'd try it and all of that. And voila, there was the skincare range, and that's how that started. So on the same day that I launched my clothing line, I also had launched the skincare at the same event. It was amazing. It was the first time I'd ever done it. My skincare had sold out completely. So now I'm in the phase of like, do I go and start with the next phase of the skincare and do it again? I'm not sure yet. I want to get the clothing, the new clothing collection out of the way, and then I'll focus on that. So I try to put everything within their boxes and not do too much at the same time that I can't manage. So hopefully 2021, we'll be coming out with our new skincare, and yeah, take it from there.
Wonderful. So how can one buy your skincare range? Do you have an online website?
So I don't have a website. They were in stores in Cape Town, in two stores. One was in Dewaterkant as well, and the other one was in Gardens in Cape Town. Those stores, unfortunately, now have closed due to COVID, and they did not survive. And yeah, so now I would just have to be looking at where I would have them sold again. I would have to start from scratch where that's concerned. But yeah, there's work to be done. I think lockdown didn't leave, you know, it left us all scathed somewhat, but I think we can all heal and find a way and whatever. So yeah.
So talking about Dewaterkant, I know a little birdie told me that you just bought a house and you're busy renovating at the moment. Take me through that.
What a nightmare. I don't recommend it for anyone. So yes, we bought another property in the Dewaterkant area. We've been in this area for a good few years already, so it's not that we didn't really know it. It was home base for us. We have other properties in the area, but Dewaterkant, because it has so many coffee shops and restaurants and bars and all of that, it was just central for us to be able to walk to places. So we then purchased this place. It was an absolute horrible mess when we bought it, but we knew that, and then we decided to just throw everything down and start redesigning and rebuilding it from scratch. I didn't realize that it was going to be so much hard work. So yeah, a new space, new environment, and I'm getting used to it. I think I'm a creature of habit, so it's going to take a while for me to be fully just, you know, relaxed in it, but I'm starting to enjoy it now. It's just I need to get the dust out of my nose. But yeah.
Wow, you're in the beautiful Cape Town. Well, I'm going to be flying to Cape Town in 2 weeks' time because we are shooting the final episode of Thrivers, the reality TV show. But I'm not sure if...
I'm so excited for you that have been doing this. I'm so proud to see it. So
yes.
proud to know.
It's going to be awesome because it's going to be on Netflix and it's going to be on Mzansi. So
I can't wait to see it.
I know. It's going to
I
be
can't wait.
the real me, you know, 8 drivers putting everybody together on tasks and all leaders trying to work together. That was challenging. So you're going to see the fights. You're going to see real TV, unscripted.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for it. Do you know when it would be released though? So that I can keep an eye out.
It's going to be December, January. We're still working on that, but definitely Netflix for all my friends overseas. I think it's going to be
and absolutely. And I live on Netflix, by the way. So yeah, I can't wait to see it. So please just keep us updated on the date.
I will definitely. You'll see it all over my social media. But you know, we actually are going to Swellendam in 2 weeks' time to do the final shoot. So that's going to be quite interesting as well. I'm not sure. I would love to see, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have time because it's a 3-hour drive from Swellendam to Cape Town, and then I think I'm just going to be rushing between airports as well. So it's going to be quite a rush. But definitely, when you in Johannesburg or if I'm in Cape Town, I want to see you before you leave in Feb.
Perfect. Yes. No, for sure. We definitely need to make it happen.
Yes. Otherwise, it's going to be in Dubai. I can't wait to travel again.
Gosh, I swear we are globetrotters. It's like, I'm going to meet you in Cape Town. No, I might meet you in Joburg. Oh, what about Dubai?
Saying that so
I mean, how's that?
Yes.
How is that?
Yes, I think for me, COVID has really taken away the travel bug because, you know, it's just that I love travel and that is my getaway. Is to just go out, explore different cultures, cuisines, whatever. But so COVID has taken away those privileges that I have or had.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Just a question, Shamila. Are you still doing the Princess Cups as well?
Yes. Well, that is my core business. So that is really amazing. You know, I'm so proud of that because it's just changing lives globally. I've had an awesome networking event today where I met 2 amazing women that want to work with me as well. So every day there's challenges. I got an NPO that came on board this week as well. So it's just growing at such a fast rate because people are catching on to it. And, you know, being sustainable, reusable for 10 years, and there's just so much to it. So I'd love to collaborate with you as well.
That would be amazing because I was actually going to ask you about that. I had a few ideas. I don't know if I still remember some of them, but that would be amazing to be able to do something like that. So let's talk behind the scenes at some point on that.
Absolutely, because I had some really strategic meetings in the UAE, in Dubai especially, where a medical company is coming on board in terms of retail. But then COVID happened, and then, you know, everything went on a standstill. I'm hoping to pick that up, but, you know, if nothing happens there, or we could collaborate and see how we can package it.
No, definitely, we should figure something out at some point. But we've got time, so that's good.
Absolutely. So, Laverne, the unstoppable lady, where to from here?
Gosh, one day at a time, Shamila, one day at a time. I'm still just focusing on growing as a brand, as a person, as a human. So I think we've all just had such a hard year, and COVID has just affected so many of us. It's just about one foot in front of the other is what I always say to myself every day. But yes, I'm definitely looking at LTM curve growing. That is without a doubt on the cards. LTM skincare to follow. And then, getting my events going off again. But that's going to be a little tricky because of obviously the masking and sanitizing and social distancing and all of that. So I have an event that I'm feeling the market with on the 12th of December. It's a yacht party event. And I'm doing it socially distanced. So don't ask me how I'm pulling it off. I have no idea. So the yacht capacity, I've decided to actually go like 3/4 of it because I didn't want to fill the yacht to capacity. And I wanted to also see whether we could have a normal event, but socially distanced. So yeah, this is going to be so interesting. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. So yeah, that's happening on the 12th of December, the Naughty Summer Yacht Party.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's around the corner now.
In 2 weeks.
Yes, we speak about social distancing, and I went to the Momentum event today, and it's so weird because you see all these amazing people that and you want to take photos with them, and then you're wearing your mask, and then after the photo you need to remove your mask because you want to look pretty as well. And
Yeah.
okay, we're going to take off our mask now, but please don't talk anybody because we don't want any of these droplets to fly around.
Oh, I know. And we are living through the weirdest time, but I think weirdly we're also getting used to it. So, oh,
Yes.
gosh.
But I think, if you look at some of the people that have gone through COVID-19 and the experiences and how it affected them, so badly, you actually want to
Oh,
take
yeah.
those precautions. But at the end of the day, there's certain events and things that you have to attend to. I mean, you're going to live somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a tough one because you do want to save yourself, so to speak, and save those around you. But at the same time, life cannot stand still. So I think we're all just in this together, trying to navigate it somehow. And I don't think one person's better at doing it than another person. I think we're all confused by it and trying to figure it out. And yeah, we're just doing the best we can, I guess.
Yes, I think with me, I've just become so paranoid that if I go out to an event and I get back home, I feel as though I have COVID. It's
Yeah.
you with people now,
Yeah.
you think, oh my God, do I have it? Don't I have it? Or
It's so weird because you start thinking that, right? You're always thinking, did I pick it up now? Oh, did I breathe in, or did they breathe in my direction? Did the droplets come? And all these weird things go through our heads. And I'm like,
yes,
did I really think that? But I mean, we have to be cautious as well, so there has to be that. Unfortunately, this is that, kind of time. So
yes,
we
I think
just, yeah.
it's so important to sanitize all the time as well. And with the events that you go to as well, they have sanitizers, in every corner. You can just go and sanitize. And I notice a lot of people are lazy and they don't do that. But it's so important to actually take those extra precautions because
Yeah.
I don't think you want to end up with COVID-19, especially if you have vulnerable people or the elderly at home. Think about them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yes.
No, I was just going to say, what I notice as well, while in Cape Town, people are good at sanitizing. So wherever they are going, you're constantly seeing them sanitizing. But what they're not good at is masking. And that makes me paranoid because when they are talking to someone in your direction and all of that, you start getting, that paranoid thoughts of like, did any droplets come my way? Did I, am I at risk, so to speak? So yeah, here we are.
Yes, and also the hugging. When the hugging type of people, when you see people that you like want to go and hug, and then suddenly you just give them your elbow.
Yeah, I'm constantly doing this.
No hugging.
No hugging. I've made a dance of it already. When I see people that I love, I'll be like, and we'll do it a few times, and it's like, okay, because then we can't do anything else.
Yes, I think it's understandable, but at the end of the day, we have to take that extra care. Laverne, we've just started 16 days of activism in South Africa. What's your take on that? What's your power message to everyone out there?
I don't condone it for sure, but I will be honest, I'm not too educated on it yet. When I landed here, I realized how big it was. So today I actually heard that we are now entering the 16 days of gender-based violence. And I really need to do so much more research on it. But I think because I've been away for such a long period of time, I'm coming in on it now. So I'm not the best person to ask that question for, but I do know it is a necessary, and it definitely is something that we need to take seriously for sure. But that's as best as I can advise you on my thoughts on it at the moment.
That's awesome. Well, there's going to be lots of publicity around it. This is just day one. Yeah, we're looking forward to what's out there and just to educate everybody and educate ourselves and take heed. And also we need to stop gender-based violence. I think that is the most important focus right now. But anything else that you want to add from your side before we close up?
No, I think I'm just wishing everybody so much luck for the new year. I think we've come through the worst. I don't think that things could get any harder than they have. So it's just about hanging in there. Hold on, you know, we're nearly there. So I just want to send a lot of love and a lot of positivity out to everybody out there that might be feeling so worn and despondent after 2020. 2021 is going to be better, and I promise you that.
Yes, you know, I think you and I, 2020 has been fine. I'm not complaining at all. But I think for others that really suffered, there's a lot of unemployment on the rise, and poverty, and you know, the list can go on.
Yeah.
Yes, we pray for them, and we hope that 2021 is definitely going to be a better year. But Laverne, thank you so much for joining me. But just in closing, how can one get hold of you?
So you can reach me, and I love hearing from you. So you can reach me on my personal Instagram page, which is Laverne, LAVERNE _TM, or my clothing line, which is LTM.curve. So I would absolutely love to hear from you. Please feel free to follow or comment or DM. So I'm very responsive. So yeah.
I know you are. Thank you, Laverne. Thank you so much for coming on board and chatting to me. And I'm sure you're going to inspire a whole lot of people out there.
Thank you.
If anybody would like to get hold of Laverne Turner-Manuel, she is an amazing person. She has an amazing personality, and she has her own brands. So please do follow her on Instagram, and check out her website as well. And you never know, maybe she can clothe you for your next event. Laverne,
I'd love that.
Why not?
Thank you so much, Shamila. It was so lovely chatting to you again. It always is. So thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
It's only a pleasure, and I can't wait to meet you in person. I'm so looking forward to that. I think it's long overdue, so we're going to work on that. But take care and enjoy the renovations. All the best with that. And I know
thank you very much.
A fantastic job. So don't forget to send me some pictures.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Take care. All the best.
Okay, bye.